1 2 1 2. There we go. We're back in the. Y'all doing okay out there? Um, Play a little game. Put a sign out there. Put a sign out there. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. There we go. Making sure. Right then. Yeah, I put a sign out there right now, and because in the UK, as I mean, we just had the general, no, not general, but we've had a erection going on. Yeah, I mean, where people went off and consented for a master. You know what I mean, and I mean, and so many other things, and a change of hand and all of that and so forth. You know what I mean, because people have been told when you vote for politicians and all of that and everything else, right? That you're basically getting them to serve you. And what people don't realize, for one, I mean, if you look at the people who work in the councils and all of that, you don't change them; they stay the same. Another person where I am now, you phone Swansea Council, you phone up, you don't speak to an MP, you actually speak to someone else. So you're not changing them, right? So voting for the politicians that you see on the screen and all of that is a waste of time because the people that you should be dealing with or anything, it's like if you dial like 01792636000, which is the council number and all that. So anybody who thinks voting is a good thing, that's not your voice. This is how you use your voice. You know what I mean? Because how can an X on a bit of paper speak? You know what I mean? And when you know that in some cultures X means death, all that as well. In some cultures, yeah. I mean, I don't mind me. Guys, I got coffee here, so I just had a sip of that. But yeah. So when you sort of like know, I mean, the politicians and all that. I mean, and that's just a title. I mean, let's call them for what they are, so we can hold them properly accountable. These are just men and women that once you'd hand over power to them, so then they can do things to you. Think about that. But because people are being gaslighted on so many fronts and all, think about it, right. Think if your neighbor came up to you and yeah, they just grabbed you and threw you on the street and took away your home. You would get back up, you'd get your family and friends, and you'd do the same back to them. You know what I mean? You wouldn't, throw them out on the street to be homeless. You would kick the living fuck out of them. Right? And yet, because these people in the police, the bailiffs, the government called politicians and all that, because they have these titles and people being gaslighted to have, or if you have a job, you know what I mean? They just earn money. Wrong. It doesn't matter if you got a job or not and so forth. If you're still doing what's wrong, you still hold them to account. That the laugh years ago, I phoned Swalek, right? And Swalek stole my gas meter. Yeah, my gas meter that I bought off the internet for about 30 quid, right? And they took it from me, right? And I phoned them up. I said, hey, you shouldn't have stolen my gas meter and all of that. You know what I mean? They came out and did a meter reading and all of that. And they noticed I've got my own gas meter at all. And they stole it. I went, hey, you can't do that. But I've still got my electric one though, which they never saw. But anyway. Anyway. But they said, oh, yes, we can. Yeah, we just, it's our policy. I went, you want to go there, do you? So, for argument's sake, so if your policy said to go and kill loads of babies and all that and so forth, right? And under the law, it states you're not allowed to go and kill anyone, right? Just the law sake, you know what I mean? we can look, go into laws and all that another day. You know what I mean? But for now, we use the laws for this one. So if the law says that you're not allowed to murder and all that, so you're going to go against the law. And then I guess, but it's policy. I said, so policy trumps law. Then they went, so 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 if somebody came to me and I mean, if I was in a corporation, in another corporation said go and murder you in Swalek, so I'm allowed to come and murder you and by what you just said. But, oh no, you can't. So if it affects you, people can't do it then. But because you're affecting someone else, you have the right to go and do it then, is it? And that person hung up the phone. They went, because I showed them up. I mean, it's funny how that, isn't it? When he's, I mean, and that's what government's doing because they think they can get away with, I mean, of causing violence and murder and all that because the public in general think the vote is holding them to account. You're not. You're consenting to all the crimes and bullshit and all of that, to be honest. But, and because a real way of holding them to account is not an X on a voting thing. What holds them to account is getting evidence, is finding out what they're really doing behind the scenes, getting video evidence, getting picture evidence, getting so much stuff and all of that, you know what I mean? And make sure you have no editing software on your, you know what I mean, on the camera and stuff and everything else. I mean, so you've got to film it in its raw form without any edits to it these days because we live in a world now with so much editing softwares and AI and all that. You go record it on things that don't have any of that stuff on it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, old school technology, basically. Anyway, so, and so when you then sort of like have people going, oh, it's the same old thing because you keep going along with the same old thing. You're the problem out there. You lot that keep, I mean, just doing the same old things as previous generations. I mean, you're the problem, not the solution. End of the day, I mean, you complain about the system, you complain about, I mean, Parliament and all of that, but then you go and consent to it by voting and all that. You are the problem. I mean, myself and others, we've stopped going along. We've stopped voting and all this other stuff. I mean, because we know voting is not your voice. We've been trying to get that through to, into your through your thick skulls. And the thing is, as well, guys, I mean, it's how stupid a lot of people are as well, right? By law, according to the law, you're not allowed to share your vote. You're not supposed to show people who you voted for, right? I saw a lot of people yesterday who took photos of who they voted for and shared it across the internet. You know what I mean? And plus, I mean, they want us to do it in pencil, right? Which is stupid. You know what I mean? Pen, it should be done in if you, if you're really gonna vote for a slave master. But this area that you see on camera, guys, I mean, the street and so forth, I mean, it has got a lot more youngsters, I mean, on you now, but younger people, it's less boomers on here and all of that. The Gen Xers are starting to take over a bit round here, and when you get like people who are just waiting the boomers to die off because the boomers have kept the flipping governments and all of that in place. And the thing is, myself and others, I mean, who've been speaking out and so forth, and we mentioned, it's the boomers that brainwashed the next generations and all that. And there's only a few people from the boomer generation that's been outspoken, and in my Gen X generation, the Xennials, as the establishment calls us. And I mean, before you get to the Zennials, you know, but in the Xennials with X, and not the other one with the Z. Um, I mean, we are the forgotten ones. You know what I mean? On many levels and stuff like that. We, you know what I mean, and we were told to just get on with things when we were younger and all of that. When we were kids and all that, we told, I just go out and play and don't come back until whatever and just that. You know what I mean? And we would. You know what I mean? I would sleep up a tree. You know what I mean? I'd be, you know what I mean? Not in a tree house, up on a tree branch. Yeah, the wild ones. And a lot of Gen Xers you know, we would agree with this. We would have stone fights and many other things. You know, I mean, we would build traps and stuff like that, and a lot of other things. You know what I mean? And and it's like a video I saw. If you're born between 1976 to like 1984, and I'm in the middle of that. I'm 79. Right? I'm 1970, and I used to like and I noticed I wasn't the only one that did this. You know what I mean? Me and my friends, we would like be walking across the bridge, but they noticed I went on the outside of the bridge. You know what I mean? While my friends were in between the barrier and safe, I was on the outside. So if I slipped, I would have fallen and gone into the water. You know what I mean? But no, I did not fall. Yeah. But yeah, you know, with Gen Xers did crazy shit like that. You know what I mean? And also, yeah, I mean, we would ride bikes without safety equipment. We didn't have helmets or nothing like that. Yeah. I mean, we would ride bikes with like a deck of playing cards in the back to make it sound like a motorbike. You know what I mean? All that sort of stuff. Um, you know what I mean? And the thing is as well, I remember before, because I didn't have brakes on my bike, on a BMX bike, and the car pulled out from nowhere. So instead of going into the car, I mean, without thinking for my own safety, I made the bike slide, and a lot of Gen Xers would have done similar shit like this. You know what I mean? And don't forget, no pads, nothing. And I mean, and I'd get home and so forth. I'm covered in cuts at this point, right? Blood, I've all dried up by the time I get home. You're doing the hot sun and stuff like that. And your parents ask you, "Where have you been?" "Oh, just cycling." Wait, what? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. And yeah, and they say, "Oh, and once they see that you're okay, they say, "Oh, you got food inside the oven and stuff like that." Yeah, I mean, I'm like, okay, thanks. Today it's like, I mean, oh, broken nail, oh, and that's the men. And you see them crying and stuff. Anyway, but yeah. But yesterday's, seeing people going to vote yesterday shows they haven't fucking learned on it. You can tell that they haven't checked into, yeah, I mean, a lot of the agendas that are being rolled out right now. I mean, it's kind of sad and pathetic, really. I mean, it's absolutely abysmal. But anyway, I'm gonna carry on doing what I need to do. You know what I mean? So don't mind me. Oh, you guys, I've put like a TikTok page up on my website. You know what I mean? Because TikTok have now twigged that I'm speaking up against corporation authority and against the transhumanism and all of that type of agendas and many more. So they've crashed my views and everything, and I'm like, the truth hurt TikTok. So they are catching up with YouTube now and all of that and so forth, going, you cannot say this. We like terrorism. We like attacking the people. And I'm like, oh, just like X, just like Facebook, just like YouTube, just like, I mean, all controlled by the OIV crew. You know, the OIV crew. Anyway, I'm also looking to do on here, guys. I'm thinking of reviewing other things. Um, when the especially when the hobbies I'm fanatical about back in the day. But I went over to geopolitics now because it needed to be talked about, and I do have fun talking about geopolitics and all of that and everything. But it isn't how I grew up and stuff like that. Yeah, saw things that other people didn't see and all that, and I've had like very dark personal experiences that affected me and all that, and that when I was a kid and all that, and it's shaped to what I look into now. Um, but I mean, because and it shows as well. I think it does show, guys, that I'm trying to work out the psychology of people, the psychology. I mean, of someone's mindset, the schemata or whatever inside their heads, and what makes them tick and stuff like that because of what happened to me. You know what I mean? I'm trying to find answers. You know what I mean? And s- uh, and the thing is, as well, I mean, the reason why I don't vote and all that, I can spot psychopath now a mile off. I mean, because I'm like, oh, okay, that person's a psychopath, right? Because I got attacked by a psychopath. You know what I mean? Uh, So once you've been attacked by one, yes, you might be open up to be attacked again. At the same time, I can spot them. I've learned how to start, recognizing the signs. And people will see me pull away quickly these days. Well, like, you see the other people around you, like, they be chatting to that person, and then they see me just like pull away, and then and later, in the day or whatever, the person will come across me and say, "Hey, why did you pull away from that person?" I said, "I can't say because anybody who knows about psychopaths and all of that stuff and how they trick people, they have their little monkeys, and I mean." Even if you do say that, people are not going to believe you. They just go, "Oh, you're just being silly, you're just being that and all that." So when I pull away, there's something up. I mean, I'm like, oh, okay, because I've tried warning people in the past and I've got screwed over. Now I just pull away. If I see it, I pull away, and many people are like, "Oh, why did Paul just pull away?" Right? You know what I mean? Because I've even had people come up to me and say, "Oh, come and join in with these." That I'm like, no, they're not my sort of people. That's my way of saying I don't trust that one. And I mean, and it's interesting as well. It's like when my mum was alive, it's a lot of stuff I said to her, and I told her the reasons why about this, that, and that about certain people. And then I always tell my mum, goes, "I've been thinking about that. Like, you've been spotting that with these type of people about, yeah, 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 yeah." And we would talk about these names in there that we both know and so forth, you know what I mean? And then it was like, "So you actually spotted it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then I spoke to somebody, and then she goes, "Oh my God, I remember that person. I spotted that as well." And we went to talk. You know what I mean? Because she, my mum got abused and all that quite a few times herself and all of that. And when she died, I found a note upstairs, uh, and it was addressed to me and my brother. And and she never, she never committed suicide or that. But this note, he was contemplating suicide, but and everything else, right? I found that note upstairs. And I was like, damn. And do you know, I felt a lot of energy, suicidal energy, being thrusted upon me throughout my life, from family members and all of that. And do you know, I'm in the process of detoxing all that suicidal energy that's been thrusted upon me throughout my life. I mean, it does have an effect on you. It does. And now I'm away from those people. People are noticing there's a change happening. I'm becoming stronger and stronger mentally, physically, and many others because I've worked out. People throwing negative energy at you all the time. It has an effect on your health and all of that and so forth. And by me staying away from negative arseholes and retards, I've been building my health up and all of that and everything. And I've noticed my arms are changing. People have noticed I'm starting to lose weight and all that because I've cut out the negative energies of people. People think, that person's fat because he's eating a lot of food. And the thing is, I wasn't eating a lot of food. That's the only thing. My legs have become weak from all the negative energy. It was like there's like an energy weight weighing me down, and I'm just like crippling my body and all of that. And then once I decided to cut people off, I went, nah, fuck this shit. I'm cutting off negative arseholes. Fuck it. And do you know, after 2 weeks, I felt lighter. Still some negative energy weight there. I felt lighter and all of that. And then I started breaking away and stuff like that, and I felt myself getting mentally stronger and this, that, and everything. And there was a few occasions along the way where, it felt like evil was trying to get at me, and I had to face the police, this, that, and everything. It was like this world didn't want me to break away from the negative crap that was thrusted upon me. But I've been pulling through it, and now I've noticed I've started in the trolley I got here. When my mum was alive, if I had to pull this trolley with weight, I would not be able to do it because everything felt like a burden. And like, I didn't want to do it, but I still went. I still did my live streams. I still did this. I said, so much negative energy is being thrown at me all the fucking time. And I just felt like, you know what? You all think you do better your fucking selves? Inside my head, that was going on. I was like, you lot think you do better or not? You lot can fucking do it. And most of the time, people could see I was just like, just going along and stuff like that. And in the end, I felt, what? Fuck this shit. You're going to give it to me? I'm going to give it straight fucking back. And on a tenfold level. You haven't seen the full force I could bring out, I was thinking, And even one person near me, because they saw like, I just want to be passive, I just want to be this, that, and so. Then when they saw a bit of fire coming out of me, they're like, I never thought you were like that. Because it's there, but it's not there to be used every day on people. It's there as a warning. If you ever see me get like a bit fiery, that's me saying, hey, no, cut your shit out. Let's live peacefully. That's what it meant there. The anger you got, the secret anger and all that we've got. That is not there to be destructive or anything like that. To do bad things. A lot of people use it to control others, to do bad. But if somebody keeps on and on and on, like in my circumstances, I had groups of people on to me all the time, and then in the end, I thought, you know what, you guys only respond to when somebody tells you to shut the fuck up. In a ferocious way. I just let it all come out one day, and the people are like, oh shit, we never thought you were like that. You pushed for over 10 years. Think of that. Most people can't handle that over 3 weeks, 6 months. I went, that's so spiritually strong and all that, and everything else. And I just thought, you know what? You lot want to keep pushing me, and you want me to show my anger? That's building up inside, the rage that is forging inside me. Let me show you. Even that is controlled, as well. and I haven't like properly cracked or anything like that, like properly broke down, and then you know what I mean. Like you see some people, they strip naked, go down the streets like that. Nah, I done nothing like that. Um, what I did, right? What I did, because they attacked me, so out of defense, I mean, they were banging my doors and I mean, smashing my solar panel lights, and I thought, let's see how they handle it. You know what I mean? I broke nothing, right? So what I did, I stepped out of my building. They legged it. All 10 of them. Normally, I'm dealing with more. You know what I mean? And I walked over to one of the druggies' homes, and I banged and banged with my fist. Right, the door was almost coming off. You know what I mean? And I could hear from the other side, babe, he's kicking the door. I wasn't kicking the door, I was banging the door. And I said, right, you all been trying to scare me, this and make me all fearful and all that. You wanted this, you wanted the non-polite version. You didn't want the calm, the respectful. You know what I mean? The person that would help you out if you had a problem. You guys don't want that, do you? You wanted this. I'm banging the doors almost coming up. And my mate comes home. He goes, right, Paul? I'm like, oh, hi, mate. With him banging away and all that. And I heard her side, she says to him, you better go and speak to him to calm him down. And he's like, no, I'm not. He hit me. And I was like, oh, and I thought, okay, I made my point. These are not going to face me when I'm in this type of mood. You know what I mean? Then I'm flipping destroy them. You know what I mean? So I just walked away, went over to my mate, said, how's it going? He goes, why are you over there? I said, oh, the idiots again, banging my window, destroying stuff. So I thought, you know what? They're like banging so much. I mean, maybe I'll bang a drummer. You know what I mean? And he's like, what do you mean bang a drum? I meant my fist over his face. Oh, bang a drum, I see what you mean. Yeah, I mean, it's like 10 years of putting up with this shit and just getting on with it and all that. The police did nothing. You know what I mean? Instead, the police did the opposite. I asked them, is it okay to get CCTV cameras and all that? They said yes and all that. And then, what did the police do? You know what I mean? And then when they saw one of my webcams and all that, they mean, oh, you got a webcam, but you're out loud and so forth, putting my life in fucking danger. You know what I mean? On another level. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, they were knocking my doors anyway and all that. You know what I mean? The arseholes of the area, and the druggies. You know what I mean? The police and the druggies. Anyway, and so it didn't really matter, but that shows how police put people's lives in danger. Goes, oh, you say you've got a camera, yeah? The whole court echoes and all that and stuff. And I say, yeah, because you lot told me to get evidence and all that. And they're like, oh, yeah, we did, didn't we? And yeah, and you're supposed to be the brightest of the flipping nation. Now you're the fucking dumbass. But anyway, so. Oh, and I don't know if this is still up on this channel or one of the other channels. I run YouTube elsewhere, but there's one occasion as well when the 40s thought I was, being suicidal. You know what I mean? Because I had energies off somebody else, and I was feeling down and stuff like that. And I said over the phone, "You're lucky I'm not suicidal and all that." You know what I mean? But they took it as, oh, he's being suicidal. They used the word suicidal, but not looking at the context of what I fucking said. With that, people use the word suicidal, but they don't look at the context of why that word's in there. This is how stupid this country's become. UK should be called United Retardedness. Anyway, so I'm sort of like, yeah, now happily, playing a game. I'm playing Quake 4. Having a blast and all that. And next minute, I mean, bang, 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 bang. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Okay. And the next minute, I don't open the door or nothing. And I'm like, who is it? Like, it's the police. I went, okay. And I went off and back and started making coffee, right? As you do. And that I am. You know what I mean? And what people who know me, I have this routine. I put hot water into a flask. You know what I mean? And I got my hot water beside me, and then I can make coffee. Anywhere in the building. You know what I mean? I'll go into the kitchen and boiling the kettle all the time, right? So I'm next now to my computer. I'm at my I mean, by the table and all that, and I got my powdered coffee, powdered milk, and all that, and I'm like, coffee. And the police are saying, "Hey, Paul, let us in," and all of that. So I said, "I'm fine," and all of that. I'm just making a coffee. And he goes, "No, let us in." No, 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 no. I'm making my coffee first. Don't you mind? And I was saying, the officer was like looking through the letter box, and I'm looking out and so, and he's going, "I can see you, Paul." I'm like, "No, you can't." He goes, "Yes, I can." And I said, "No, you can't," because despite he's looking through one of the lids of the letterbox, the other lid was still down. And he's going, "I can see you," and I'm like, "No, you can't." He's like, "Are you going to answer the door?" I went, "I make my coffee first." So now I said, "I'm putting the coffee in. I'm putting the powdered milk in. I'm pouring the water. I'm stirring and all that while I'm making the coffee." And I said to him also, "Why don't you go round, look through the bedroom windows? Yeah, I mean, to see I'm safe and all of that." So then I'm making the coffee, stirring it, and the officer's looking through the window, going, "Yeah, he's fine." All of that. And I go now to the door, you know what I mean? And I mean, and I'm like, "What do you want?" And they're like, let us in." I'm like, "No." "Oh, we break down the door." And I'm like, "That's a case, not my door. It's Squalia's." And like, "But you pay for it." I'm like, "No, you break it, you pay for it." I mean, that's going on. Right? My mate, right? At this time, I didn't know, right? He's in his flat by his door with his door closed, listening, laughing at this, right? He's pissing himself laughing, right? And then all of a sudden, um, what I did next, you know what I mean, I calculated where the green doors are of this complex because, you know what I mean, it's a block of flats, and then you got a communal area with two the green doors that then, you cut your own flat doors, then you go to the green doors, and then you're outside. I calculated the how many steps you're going to take, and also the distance as well. And I said, "Well, if you guys step back 6 foot, which takes them outside, I'll come out." So now I said, are you guys 6 foot and all that? Yeah, 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 yeah. We step back and so at this point, I don't know. I mean, which units are out there, right? So I saw you walk out and all of that, and everything. Most people, right, would when they see what's there, they would panic, right? They were, "Oh, okay," and then step back, you know what I mean, and go back in, or they panic and they step forward. Me, I did none of that. I just looked at them, saw an arms unit guy with a gun in front of me, couple of officers, normal patrol officers, and all that, and so forth. I just leaned to one side and I go, "Okay, what's this about?" And they're like, "We've had reports you're feeling suicidal and you've got a knife and all of that." And I'm like, "That's good of them." But I mean, let me tell you what's happened then. I mean, so did you have a phone call or somebody and everything else, and they sent you here? And they went, "Yeah, we did have a phone call from one of the authorities." And all that. I'm like, "Oh, okay." I know it is, but you don't have to tell me. But you can if you want to. And and when the army guys say, "Oh, we're going to tell you how to do it," and I said, "No, no, 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 we're not going to do that. No, I mean, we're not going to say, I mean, oh, because you're in uniform and you're going to be the boss of the people and all that. No, 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 none of that. No, we're all about average, about the same age, roughly on our 30s and all that and so forth. Yeah, ain't we? We're all men here and all of that." So I basically took away without realizing the authority of the establishment. Right. This is the thing, right? I took away the authority's power, by giving it back to us people in that moment, and I didn't realize I was doing. But now, years later, I've worked out. Yeah, that's what I did through research and all of that. But in that moment, something came over me. It was like Jesus had said, "Hey, I mean, this is what you need to do," and all of that. Got me realizing that I was doing that. And then all of a sudden, the guy with a gun, he goes, "This guy's not a threat. I'm gonna, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take my unit with me. Rest of you are gonna be okay, yeah? I mean, all that sort of thing." But now the arms unit goes right, and then I'm speaking to the remaining, on the beat officers, and I'm like, "Ben, what do you guys want to talk about?" You know? And they look at me like, "What, Paul?" I'm like, "So, what do you guys want to talk about? You want to come in?" Like, "Yeah, okay." So now we go inside. I mean, we go into my computer room because the reason I wanted to go in, because my coffee was there. So we go in. And I said, the guys, "Oh, what was going on then? Is this really about the mental health? And all of that?" They went, "Yeah, we came in a health checkup and all of that and stuff, and we see that you're actually okay, and all of that." Yet again, that place down there. I'm not going to say who it is, but I'm going to replace it with that place. Uh, they said that place down there and so forth. Yet again, getting it wrong. And all that. And they said, "Oh, so what have you been up to? You got a pretty good setup going, yeah." Because no, I haven't got my rig gear right now, but back then, I had like 3 to 4 monitors going. I had my laptop as well at the side as well. I had a a good microphone and all that, and and a few other things. I had my mixer, sound mixer, and all that, and everything set up for Twitch and a few other things, right? So they now looking at this setup and they're like, "Yeah, I can see why you're having fun." You know what I mean? And they said to me, "So what are you going to be doing after?" I said, "I'm really about to go live in about an hour's time to go on Twitch." And but I mean, and I started like taking the piss and all that. I started going, I think after this ordeal and stuff like that, I don't know. I might have to end everything. And they looked at me like, "Wait a minute, Paul, you take this your dark sense of humor?" I went, "Yeah." You bastard. And so I'm lucky, guys. I was lucky, by this point, I've already dealt with the police many times, through the bullying and all. People try to bully me to try and get me to commit suicide and all that. At this point, the officer had already come out 50 times, you know what I mean? And we you know what I mean? So, and I got friendly with and they looked at me like, "Paul, that if this was like somebody new on the force or somebody that you never met before, they might have taken you to a mental health clinic." What you just said, that I went, "Ah, that's lovely. A day out." They were laughing. At this point, they were ready to switch their cameras off, so we were like free flowing and stuff like that. But what they didn't realize, my camera was still on my computer through a webcam. But anyway, I was recording through OBS Studio. But never mind. So and so yeah, they said that as long as you're gonna be okay and stuff like that, and I said, "Yeah, I'll be okay as long as I don't deal with the establishment." Know what they're like, push people to kill themselves. "Paul, stop that dog," said I hear him. "We're fine with it, but somebody else." I went, "Okay, so you want me to go to Wong Diane?" "No!" So they go off, and they walk off, they start going across the court, and jump in the cars, they shoot off and everything. My mate then, he's like, "Oh, hi, Paul, how's it going?" And all that. And then I go into his place, we have a cup of coffee, we start chatting about things, he's laughing what he's heard, and and he said to me, "If I didn't see that for myself, if you had told me, I would not have believed you. But because I witnessed it." Damn. Sort of thing, But yeah, it was funny, guys. It was funny. Yeah. But let me go to the toilet. I'll be right back. Hello, guys. How's it going? Didn't I don't know about you, though, but when you shopping and stuff like that, I mean, and say if you pop on to Tesco's now and you do like online shopping, you guys forget that you want what you there you go. See, and anyway, that you forget what you want and all of that. That's funny. That's funny. Who names a parrot Moses? The same person that names a pet bull Jesus. A pit bull, not pet bull. Pit. TikTok is really clamping down. You know what I mean? Since they've had a new change of hand, I think it's an Israeli has taken over. But they definitely don't like. And again, when it was under the old thing, you know what I mean, still had to say word games. We'll need to check everything that he puts up, and then press it. I think they've just done like a total complete pressing of it right now. Hold on. Ain't the left camera working? Hold on. Oh, it is. It is. Put that. Let's put that. This time. There's something here, guys. That. Oh yeah 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 yeah. But, I create like filters and stuff like that, guys. Yeah, that makes sense now. Right back the way it should be. There we go. There we go. I don't have that big line. Yeah, yeah, that certain color filter and all of that shows you stuff. So I thought, do that. But I think I may need the technology as well. It was worth a shot. Got to do. You don't learn unless you try it out yourself, in it, guys. Can't apply that with everything. Yeah. Good job, I mean, we were creating explosives. Other people did it. There's John. Uh, he's definitely around you, all over the place. Your vote is your voice.
Oh, that's bullshit. Oh, that's bullshit.
Oh yeah, I haven't got the chat up. Enjoyed yesterday though. But I do wonder though, what is it gonna take? One, two, three, four. Wonder. I mean, for people to realize that we don't, because all the government is a corporation. Oh, no, I'm not sure. I mean, oh, excuse me. There you go. I think that. What I'm going to do now is try and pump up my TikTok again. Because, yeah, I mean, I think they have shadow. What I've noticed when I don't do one with my face on it now, 'cause I notice, I think the algorithm now, the AI bots and all that, or whatever they use, they probably worked out that when I'm on, I'm trying to warn the public. And the public like, oh, well, listen. And now I think it's now, I might have to wear a mask to trick the algorithm. That's all okay. Yeah. Yeah. Can, but what I'll do, once I start getting, hello. There you go, guys. That's the world champion that we have around here. They won a couple of gold medals and all that. Guys, I don't know who the hell she is. But anyway, it's good to see that, though. You know what I mean? You know, I gotta do weight. I'll keep building my stuff. Yeah. That's what I've got to do. But anyway, let's check this. You guys do that. You think yourself, go check it on. And then you go across to click the Facebook tab or whatever, or Messenger, or wherever you guys are on. Yeah, I mean, I know some people don't. I'm on Facebook, so trying to get people off Facebook. It's like, guys, the life rafts are over here. Come here. And all I get is like people say, you don't have many followers. Yeah, 'cause I'm not here for the to get loads of followers. I'm here to get you off Facebook. Like, but I like this place. I'm like, so you like being on? Okay, interesting. I mean, you do know Facebook uses your information and then sells it and then funds the PDF stuff. And when you think about it, it's a good way of getting your children. I don't believe you. And I'm like, good luck and bye. Idiots. Uh, Jabers is going on here. Jabers, Jabers, Jabers. Oh, I had a laugh. Was it last night or this morning? Might be this morning. There again, I mean, yeah, it was this morning, but was it before I went to sleep or after? I can't remember. But anyway, I sort of like I had a post, right, and I put the word statism right in. You know, STATISM, and I'm dyslexic, right, guys, and all that, as of you know. And this guy, right? Was it? I'll read you the comment now. I won't say the name, but I'll read you the comment now. I was laughing, right? I wouldn't be surprised. There's either a guy or a bot, right? And God, taking ages now. Oh, wait, somebody's contacting me. Or somebody's contacting. Let me do it through a phone. Let me do a phone. Might be quicker. Yeah, my friend is on right now. She's in Bali, so I may have to hang up the live stream. Yeah, let me just see if she needs me. Because we were in the middle of a conversation yesterday, and the phone had very like low battery and all of that, and off. So we had to cut short, and we were on about a certain alternative journalist from down under. Uh, I mean, she thinks that person's control opposition. I've been looking in the. Yeah, so we'll see. So I've asked her a question. Do you want me to call? She might be tired, and she is in like 8 hours ahead. Oh God, let me just do this then. Yep, she wants me to call her. Right, I'll catch you later. I'll see you in a bit. Daddy voters, they up there. She's not a voter, by the way. But voters, voting for